You know, I'm not sure it really happened that way, to be honest. We were actually involved in a meeting with American Century probably about 6 to 8 months ago. And American Century's got a close relationship, as we mentioned, with LiveStrong, and actually has a brand of funds called the LiveStrong Portfolios. And so, you know, we just kind of took that concept and worked it through. And obviously, you know, cancer as a disease obviously is very personal to us as an ownership group. And we said, hey, this would give us a platform where we really could elevate a cause that we all very much believe in, and give us an opportunity to do something a little bit different. And I think that's led by Cliff and Neil. I mean, Cliff and Neil are all about trying things that are different, swimming upstream is kind of what we call it. And so I think it kind of just came together as a collaboration. And then I think we just kind of worked it through and said, hey, this is something we can make happen.
Did American Century first say it to you, or you to them?
No, I mean, it's like I said, we know those guys, and we knew they had the relationship, and kind of used that as a concept, and thought that it could have some application around what we were doing. So it wasn't necessarily a specific discussion we had with American Century, but they kind of gave us the idea, I guess, just based on what they had done, and we took it from there. I hope so. Yeah, I mean, you know, one of the things that we talked about with these guys was, you know, exclusivity. And we said, gosh, we hope it isn't an exclusive relationship. I'd love it if other stadiums did the same thing, or other jersey sponsors, whatever the heck it was, because at the end of the day, what we're trying to do is raise money to fight cancer. And so that's not something that we hold as our own and want to be competitive about. So yeah, I hope it's absolutely something that catches on. And we're going to do everything we can through the events that we have here, you know, the gear that we sell, the messages that we put out to support that cause.
My guess is that in the nonprofit community, this will catch on. And one of the most sort of exciting things about the wristband is that every cause now has one. And so the amount of awareness and the amount of money that's been raised for any number of issues is really significant. And so we were talking about this on the way in today, and my hypothesis is within 24 months you'll see somebody somewhere in the world do something similar for some cause, which I think is a great thing. Yeah.
Next question. I have a microphone. We are live on LiveStrongSportingPort.com right now. So, question?
Yeah. Well.
Hey, guys. Hey, can you talk about some of the other offers maybe you had? I know you can't mention any in particular, but like how many were you looking at, and you know, how much money, guaranteed money, could you have gotten by, you know?
Well, I mean,
doing the traditional means.
Honestly, we've been talking about this for a while. And I know Lance said he thought it was crazy. I mean, Doug thought it was crazy the first time I called him with it too. But we've been working on this for the better part of 8 months, I suppose, maybe 6 to 8 months. Mm-hmm. So we never really went down that road. Now, I don't know what the average naming rights deal is in our league. It's probably a couple $1 million a year, $2.5, $3 million a year. But that's not really the way that we looked at this. I mean, for us, like I said, we wanted to do something that helped define the community, allowed us the opportunity to drive social change, as you mentioned, and raise money in something that we absolutely believe in. So for us, we weren't evaluating it up against XYZ company. It just never really came down that way.
Can you talk about some of the local cancer survivorship services that you can provide with this partnership?
Sure. So the most exciting part of this relationship is really, you know, how can we take some of the things we've learned in other communities around the country from a programmatic perspective and deliver those to people and families that are affected by the disease here in Kansas City. So we're looking at a number of options. A few examples would be our program that we have with the YMCA called LiveStrong at the YMCA. It's a free exercise program for cancer survivors to get back in shape after they finish their treatment. We have a new LiveStrong Cancer Navigation Center, which helps people navigate their experience, whether it's financial concerns, practical, physical, medical, second opinions, clinical trials, et cetera. We're looking at that as an option to bring to this region. We've got LiveStrong at School, which is a K-12 curriculum that we hope will be in every school system here in the region to help teach kids about this disease. You know, teach young kids that cancer is not contagious. Teach older high school kids about the risk and danger of tobacco, as an example. So we're excited to use this partnership as a way to provide significant programs for the region, and also to use the stadium so that everybody who comes here and participates, one, will know that they've contributed to the cause in some way, and two, will leave with a better understanding of the free programs and resources that are available to them. Because I think that is, that's paramount in our minds.
Couple more questions? Just say it loud.
So really just a comment. So this is wonderful, and there's a lot of us from the board of the LiveStrong Army here today. We're really excited about this as well. But I also want to point out that this is not the first time that before the Wizards, now Sporting KC, has done a lot for LiveStrong. Because in the past couple of years, they've also been partners with the LiveStrong Army of Kansas City. And they helped us put on a soccer camp for kids who were cancer survivors last year. They have given us a suite for a night to host our sponsors and to have a night out here to watch the soccer team out at the other stadium. And so, although this is a wonderful and grandiose statement, they've been working behind the scenes for quite some time, doing things in Kansas City to help support the cause. I think that's awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate you saying that.
And if I could just offer my thanks and appreciation. You know, LiveStrong has become this global brand, but its power really comes from millions of people who care and who volunteer and who dedicate time and energy to make it a reality. And many of those people are here today. And so from a grassroots perspective, that's what matters. And so it's always wonderful to be in your presence, and we're grateful for everything you do every day to spread the message of hope to others.
Just piggyback on that, is there a particular reason for your dedication to this particular cause?
Well, I mean, I think all of us realize that the fight against cancer is probably as big of a challenge as we have here in the world. I mean, based on some of the statistics that Doug talked about. And I think, you know, there's probably not a person in this room that doesn't have a very personal story as it relates to the disease. And so for us, it was as much about, you know, the breadth of the cause that we could support. And for us, this one, you know, made a lot of sense.